Hi, this is David and welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. Today we are exploring Garrelia Fortress. We have a whole bunch of people to talk to, so without further ado, just go ahead and get started. The soldiers here seem pretty well trained, pretty well equipped too, like you'd expect from the Empire's biggest fortress. You need to put in some serious prep time if you want to topple it. Fee, I'm not sure that's something you should say within earshot of the soldiers. Old habits die hard. I had heard about the fortress from my father, but seeing it in person really drives home its incredible scale. Oh yeah, your father helps train the Imperial Army in swordsmanship, doesn't he? I can see why he's so busy, if he's going around training all the soldiers in places this massive. Indeed, I feel like the reality of that's finally sinking in for me as well. I have no idea how his teachings are actually being applied though. Perhaps we'll have the opportunity to find out during today's military training exercise. I'm looking forward to it. All these soldiers, they don't really have a lot to say. All they pretty much say is, hey kid, keep out, stay where you need to go, don't bother us, we're very busy. It's nothing too important. Oh, so you're the students who have come up to tour the fortress? Yes, sir. He's wearing an officer's uniform. I wonder if he's... This is Lieutenant General Walter, commander of the Garrelia Fortress. He also serves as the division commander of the 5th Armored Division, which is stationed here. Oh, I apologize for not greeting you sooner, sir. Thank you for granting us the opportunity to tour the fortress. It really is an honor. Well, at least you aren't lacking in manners. Hardly built like a soldier, though. I have my doubts that you'd be able to endure the military's training regimen with a physique like that. You sure you're training them properly, Major? My apologies, sir. Though I hear the Academy has a former bracer as a combat instructor, they must really be scraping bottom. I've heard of the Purple Lightning before, of course, but a bracer is still a bracer. Leaving such an important role in the hands of a civilian is ridiculous. The famous Thors isn't what it used to be. Well, no surprises here. It's like he fills in every box on the checklist for stereotypical Imperial Army soldier. Anyway, as Fortress Commander, allow me to welcome you to Garrelia. Keep in mind, though, that we're constantly on alert for potential threats from the east. I have no problem with your class conducting your field study here, but see that you don't get in the way. Of course, sir. Very well. I'll take my leave here, as I have business to attend to. Okay. He's certainly strict. Well, he is responsible for keeping one of the Empire's most vital defensive fortifications running smoothly. Considering the ongoing tensions between the Empire and the Republic, you should be grateful that he allowed you to come at all. I won't forget it. Now I'm afraid I must excuse myself as well. You're welcome to tour the rest of the fortress, but don't try to enter the command center. Of course. Good luck with your work instructor. See you later, then. So, don't try to enter the command center. I wonder what happens if you do try. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you actually can't go in there quite yet. So just keep on moving, see who else we have to talk to. Let's see. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, oh, there's somebody there, but no. We're not walking through the walls today. Okay, so just go inside this room, we'll deal with them. So the briefing room. Oh, it's Sarah. To go all the way around over here. What's she doing? Oh yeah, Tova gave me a call about what happened in Gram. So you had a mechanical monster show up outside the city limits? Yeah, Tova looked pretty concerned when we first mentioned it to him too. Do you know anything about him? Well, I'm no stranger to the group that makes them. They go by the name Ouroboros. They're a strict society of sorts that acts in the shadows all across the continent. A secret society? We don't know how many members there are, what they're capable of. Honestly, we don't know that much about them at all. What we do know is they have access to technology more advanced than the most cutting-edge research institutes, and that they've been behind several crises that have threatened to shake the foundations of entire nation-states. And these are the people who made these monsters? If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd find it hard to swallow, but there's no denying what we saw out there. Well, you don't need to come to grips with it just yet. We call them mechanical monsters like the ones that you guys fought archaisms, and lately, it seems like an awful lot of them have made their way onto the black market. There's been one sighting after another these days, all over the Empire and beyond. Wow, that's heavy. Does that mean there's a chance they might be plotting something here in Erebonia? Just your opinion, I mean. Well, that's the tricky thing about them. It doesn't necessarily mean that at all. There have been cases where we know that they put archaisms out into the wild purely to test their abilities, for example. Still, it's something to keep in the back of your mind at least. Right. I'll be sure to let the others know too. Okay. Well, we knew about archaisms before, or at least we did in, second chapter. So, let's head on in here, see who's inside the guest room. Oh, it's Emma. Hey, creepy-ass girl. Oh, you taking a rest? I did take a short walk around, but everything about this fortress is so imposing. It made me feel a little faint. I feel you there. Looking at Emma now, it's hard to believe that she's the same person who almost single-handedly guided us through that castle. Reen? Nah, never mind. But there is one thing that's been bugging me lately. Ever since we arrived on the Gram, I feel like just out of the corner of my eye, I catch glimpses of this small black shadow following us. But ever since we got to the fortress, I haven't seen it. Really? Maybe you were possessed by something. Possessed? That's kind of an unsettling thought. It is, isn't it? I'm glad I told her to go back when we reached Keldek. Yeah, she knew that cat was there, and I think that Reen knew that the cat was there as well, but he didn't want to come out and say it and be like, what's up with the frickin' cat girl? So we're gonna go outside first, up here, into the airport. Oh, all of this for one little snowmobile? Huh. How do those things fly? There aren't any wings! It's so ridiculous! Okay. Yeah, there could very well be. Mostly it's just trains in this one, because it is cold steel rather than in the sky. Hey. Crazy, it really is night and day. Yeah, it's hard to imagine two places more diametrically opposed. What's wrong, you two? Oh, we were just talking about how different this place is to Uri. It was super lively, but this place... I think Crow's having withdrawals now that he's someplace without easy access to a casino at all times. I can't imagine. It seems like everyone's talking about Uri these days, though. Was it really that amazing? It was. I didn't know what to expect with the recent annexation by Erebonia, but everything looked fine to me. It has offices, an entertainment district, and all the people I saw were thoroughly enjoying themselves. I'd go as far to say that they're happy to be under the Imperial government's control. I don't know if I'd go that far. A little bird told me that Chancellor Osborne was the one behind the annexation in the first place. It also told me that he used some pretty forceful tactics to get them to agree. And of course, most of their tax money takes a brand new detour straight into the Imperial government's pockets. I wouldn't be surprised if he made the annexation happen just to fatten his pocketbook. But paying taxes is a citizen's duty. It's only natural that they do so now that they're under Erebonia's protection, right? Sounds like this is a pretty complicated issue. Huh. Since when would Machias be, protecting paying taxes? You would think that he would be all about, like, not having to pay the taxes because it, goes straight into the Imperial, the aristocracy's pocketbooks and all this hot mess that he always goes on and on and on about. Oh, wow. Tons of tanks here. They have one airship and 1 billion tanks. Why do they have all these tanks? If you can't really get to Crossville or anything because there's a huge cliff there, how is a tank going to help you? You need a bunch of airships. Yeah. That's true. Okay, so keep on moving and grooving right along, talk to these two guys. I'm not entirely sure how to feel seeing so many Oxens lined up like this. The Reinford company makes these, don't they? Fortunately so. I'm sure they'll be using them for this military exercise too. As far as I can tell, they'll be pitted against the older automated models. That sounds pretty brutal. The older tanks won't stand a chance. Well, that's kind of the point. They want to show us just how easily the Arcsens can dominate them. Well, you don't get the chance to go eyes-on with this stuff every day. I'll take the opportunity to see for myself just how competent they are. That's just like her. I'm not looking forward to this. You've never seen any military exercises before, right, Reen? Yeah, this is going to be my first time. I take it that you have, then? Yeah. My dad showed me one the last time that he brought me out here. He really does want me to join the military, but I really don't think I'll ever be suited for it the way that he is. I get where you're coming from. The more I hear about his dad, the more curious that I get. If you say so. So from here, we want to head over here, outside into this kind of little fork or crossroads that we can go into. Let's see. I'm gonna go this way first. Whoa. Oh yeah, this is the outside where the train came in. I like the purple uniforms, they're pretty. They match so well with the purple tanks that they have. Everything's so color coordinated here. You got this light blue train, the purple tanks, the purple uniforms. The only thing that's really out of place is the green fortress. It doesn't really go with everything. Yeah. Oh, given those uniforms, you must be the students from Thor's. Feel free to look around all you like, but try to stay out of our way. We're all incredibly busy at the moment. So if you don't mind, I'd ask you to make your way to the corridor over there instead of hanging around here. Understood. Thank you very much. Might as well head over there. So let's go out and look around. Let's see. Okay, so there's plenty of people that we need to talk to over here on this bridge. Let's see what we got going on over here. Oh, it's Gaius and Eustace. Hey guys, what's up? Hey, you okay? I'm just kind of shocked by how different the atmosphere here is from Zender Gate. Well, it is a major military base right on the border of Crossbell. I never imagined it'd be quite this big, though. This place is such a departure from Zender Gate that I can hardly believe that this is the same military. Although perhaps this is the true face of the Imperial Army. Perhaps. This fortress is the very definition of oversized, and that's ignoring the excessive display of military power. I imagine that the posturing is meant to show the cruising provincial army that they could crush them on a whim. I forgot what this place probably means to you and your family, I suppose. While I don't agree with my father's actions, I can't say that I'm comfortable with this fortress's presence either. In fact, I find it hard to believe that anyone could sleep peacefully near a fortress like this. Well, if you're on the same side, I would imagine that you would sleep kind of peacefully, I've got to say. Well, I guess you can't see it from all the way over here. We'd be able to see it from where the railway guns are, but they'll get mad if I get too close to them. What do you got up to now, Milliam? You know that huge Orcus tower where they're holding the trade conference? I'm trying to get a good view of that. Oh yeah, they mentioned it in the Imperial Chronicle and on the radio. Can you actually see it from all the way over here? That'd be incredible. Would I ever lie to you? I wish I could have gone with Gramps instead of being stuck in some stupid field study. Why'd you join Class 7 then? Speaking of which, they're going to be holding the keynote session over there tomorrow. I wonder what they'll be talking about during it. Most people are thinking that it's just so that they can decide on finance rules and stuff for Western Cimmeria, but I think it's really going to end up being about who Crossbell belongs to. Knowing Gramps, he might even try to get Crossbell to become part of Erebonia. Seriously? The Prince is going to be there too, so he'll probably just try to shake everybody up a bit. Unbelievable. Toa's there too though, so here's hoping that things go well. It might go well, but I wouldn't hold your breath. Wasn't there like a whole, Trails series done? Like a whole game done just on the Crossbell saga? I don't think that it was released in America, but I'm pretty sure that there was. It might have been like, what was it, like Trails of Zero or something? I don't really know. I don't really pay much attention to, the Japanese-only ones. Okay, so in here we haven't gone to the freight platform yet, so let's head over here and see what we got going on. Let's see. Oh, there's some treasure over there, but we can't get to it yet. We'll deal with that later, but there's nobody here that we really need to talk to, so let's head back on it. And then head up this way. Okay. Sure. That's Instructor Neinhardt. The time must have passed more quickly than I thought. I suppose I should start making my way towards the hangar. Maybe I'll run into the others on the way. Okay. I thought that they already boarded. No, have to see the little scenes. Well, this ought to be interesting. Maybe that is all we saw in the prologue was just a training exercise, but we thought that it was the real deal. But something tells me no. Something also tells me that the shit hits the fan. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. An iron coffin on wheels. That's kind of unsettling, I've got to say. Well, this doesn't look good. Whoa, Oxine main battle tanks. There's plenty of older model tanks out there too. It even looks like they have airships here. Yeah, like the ones that we saw in Nord. Welcome. And who are you? So that's Elliot's dad. I don't see the family resemblance. Looks like the hair made it the jump from father to son, though. Yeah, that's about it. Reporting, Lieutenant General. Very good, Neinhardt. And Instructor Valstein, I believe. Pleased to meet you. It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Lieutenant General Craig. Allow me to extend my deepest thanks for agreeing to cooperate with us for the Academy's curriculum today. Think nothing of it. Many of these fine youngsters may one day hold positions in the Imperial Army, after all. Besides, I owe a lot to old General Van Dyck. And these must be... What a piercing stare. So this is Craig the Red. Elliot, my boy, it's so good to see you again. It must be half a year now since I last saw you. How have you been? That's a sharp-looking uniform you've got, too. I've seen the photos, but it looks even better on you in person. Dad, come on. You still got a long way to go if you want to put on some real muscle. There's a part of me that hopes you'll stay my little cherub forever. But you're a man of Erebonia, and the men of the Empire must be strong, stout, and ready for action. It was for your own good that as a man that I held back my tears and enrolled you in the military academy. Dad, I can't breathe. I feel like everything I've been told about him was a lie. There do seem to be some differences from the stories. You kidding me? Sounds like a cool guy. What a delightful commanding officer you have, Major. Words fail me. Dad, knock it off. I'll tell Fiona. Moving right along. He seems like a loving father. What's wrong with that? I'm Lieutenant General Olaf Craig, commander of the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I've been entrusted with the role of overseeing today's joint military exercise. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Likewise, sir. It's a pleasure. You've got one heck of a dad, Elliot. Believe me, I feel it in the bones. Now let me give you a brief rundown of what will be happening. The exercise will consist of a simulated battle conducted by 2 of our armored divisions. Armored regiments at the formation center, infantry, armored cars, and airships will work in tandem, using their maneuverability to the fullest to obliterate the targets. As our targets today, we'll be using previous model tanks that have been decommissioned from service. Autopilot functionality will allow them to evade and return fire, but they've only been armed with paint bullets. However, all other regiments taking part in today's exercise have been equipped with live ammunition. So you intend to actually destroy the other tanks? That would hardly be a live fire exercise if we didn't. The current time is 1400 hours, right on schedule. We'll now begin today's joint military exercise. Let's go! Okay. Yeah, Yeah, I'm not gonna read all this. This is just a bunch of army hubbub. This really does seem so wasteful. Hey, I thought it was paint bullets. Holy crap! They're just pretty much just slaughtering them just for the sake of it. Let's just have a nice little picnic here. It's certainly potent. So this is the kind of firepower that it takes to fight a modern war. You said those tanks are called Oxens? Yeah, they're a type of main battle tank the Reinfer Company developed 2 years ago. I've seen their spec sheets, but seeing their full power firsthand tells you what numbers and decimal points won't. They might be the strongest heavy tanks on the continent, and the Imperial Army's got a couple hundred of those in the wings, huh? It's kinda crazy. You try fighting things like these head-on, you won't stand a chance. That's as true for our own nation as it is for others. I just can't get used to this. Just the sound of the artillery firing is enough to make me start shaking. I don't think that's something you should get used to, I mean. If the sound of guns in warfare ever stopped bothering you, I'd be worried. Uh-oh. I guess this is another kind of strength. What would the results be? Just that they, like, busted the crap out of the, obsolete tanks? I mean, they knew it was going to happen. There really aren't any results to, show. Oh, do we get to eat some more crappy food? Guess not us, but the soldiers do. Sorry you had to wait for us to finish. Don't worry about it, we're the guests here after all. Thanks for your consideration. At the very least, I'd say dinner's a million times better than lunch was. I mean, it's hash beef day. That's an Imperial Army tradition, isn't it? Oh, just the smell's making me hungry. Yeah, where'd your instructor go? She's a real looker. I was hoping to get a chance to talk to her. She went to see the Fortress Commander with Instructor Neidhart. She did ask to eat without her tonight. Oh, right, well, if she's with Major Neidhart, it's hard to compete with those guys in the 4th Armored Division. It'd be enough if they just had Craig the Red, but they've got Major too, and he's kinda scary. Like a division of musclemen. Anyway, we shouldn't keep you tied up any longer. Your hashed beef's gonna go cold. See you tomorrow, guys. Well, thanks. See ya. Not that any of them are eating it, they're just kind of staring at it. Oh, it's actually delicious. It's like night and day compared to what we had for lunch. You're telling me. And Eustace is still like, this is disgusting. You think you guys might have a bit too rosy of an outlook? What were you expecting to see out there? I'm sure you can understand at least a little of how we feel. It's like, has everything we've learned in our time at the Academy been for nothing? Academics, the arts, individual skill in combat, none of those matter in the slightest in real warfare, do they? It's true. If all you're looking to do is fight a war, you don't need any of those. All you need is plenty of troops at your command, the latest weaponry, and an overwhelming firepower, assuming you know the tactics to use them well in a strategy that employs them effectively, I suppose. The Oxens are even more powerful than I was suspecting them to be, too. I remember my mother boasting about their capabilities when she was trying to sell them to the army 2 years ago, but to be honest, I'm feeling somewhat disheartened as well. I can see there being a place for swords on the battlefield with weapons like those on the front lines. Well, I don't think that means individual combat skill doesn't matter at all. Still, I think maybe we've been misunderstanding something important all this time. What we saw in that military exercise today was power in its purest form. It has no morality of its own. It exists to bring about a result, regardless of the ideals or principles of those who wield it. That's true. In a sense, the same could be said of a sword or a gun. And all the way up to something as huge as Garelia's railway guns, too. I think I finally understand why they want us to watch that military exercise in the first place. They could have taught us in a less roundabout fashion. Well, looks like you didn't wait for me to start the party. Hey. Instructor Sarah, you spoke with the commander? Sure did. I've got up-to-date info on the trade conference too, as well as the latest on the terrorists. So there's new information about the Imperial Liberation Front? Anyway, before I get to that, let me explain what you'll be doing tomorrow. In the morning, you're scheduled to participate in the Imperial Army's physical fitness training. In the afternoon, you'll be attending a special lecture where I'll bring you up to speed on that info that I just mentioned. After that, you've been granted special permission to view the railway guns. I see. Looking forward to that. Sounds like we've got a pretty packed schedule. Well, we did bring you all the way out here, so we might as well make the most of it. Every nation possesses power in the form of a military, whether that military is large or small. Garelia Fortress just happens to have that power in a very striking, easy-to-understand form. As students of a military academy, you have an obligation to know the scale of the power. The Empire of Erebonia wields at present a power you might one day be in charge of yourselves. Anyway, even a meeting that long couldn't keep me away from trying the famous hash beef rice. I've heard it's the only decent food that they have around here, so I've been looking forward to this all day. We should probably finish eating. Yeah, though it's gotten a bit cold now. Maybe I'll go and ask for seconds. Oh, Eustace, if you don't want the rest of yours, can I have it? I'd sooner throw it away than give it to you. Eustace is such a bitch. I love it. He's such a little undercover, sneaky little bitch. So, what's going on here? Huh. Okay, that should do it. Alright, that covers today's quota. I'm looking forward to a nice long bath. Well, you know how every time there's a military exercise coming up, the workload gets pretty crazy like this. Still, at least managing inventory has gotten a lot easier thanks to the Orbital Net. They've got everything hooked up on the network over in Crossbell, right? I wish the Empire would get on that a bit more. Think of the utility. Well, from the sound of it, you need special equipment to send signals through a wired connection to make use of it. And considering the size of the Empire, it's probably going to be quite a while before it's a widespread thing here. Orb Barrel? Looks like it's from headquarters. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This right here is the problem with the Orbital Net. There's no such thing as off hours when they can just send you orders round the clock. No kidding, I can't stand emails. Hey, what's going on? So get this, they're planning on doing some extra exercise tomorrow. That means we gotta outfit 20 Oxens with C units by tomorrow. 20! Seriously? Might as well start up another pot of coffee. We're in for an all-nighter for sure. Do we even have that many C units left? Actually, another lot came by freight just this morning. Exactly 20 if you can believe it. Guess we'll just have to get it done. Damn it, at least let us take a shower. I'm gonna head down to the mess hall and grab some snacks. Y'all want anything? Okay, we'll go ahead and save here and end it. And next time we'll, I guess, begin our tour. See what we got going on here. Yeah, you can only have 20, or not 20, you can only have 100 saves on here, so you have to kind of reuse saves and all that mess. So yeah, I'm going to just start over from the beginning. So if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, happy watching!